Hello, my name is Sonia Pires, and as you may know already, I have run a marathon, the Brighton Marathon 2021. And the two questions that I have been asked the most were, why did you do it and how did it go? So today I'm doing this video to answer those two questions and maybe explain a little bit more of how it went throughout the journey of doing a marathon. So let's start with the first and the most important question, which actually there isn't much to it in my case. Why? Why did I decide to run a marathon? So this decision was made back last year when we were in lockdown, and in the summer I decided to do a 3-day cycling trip on my own. And as I was riding, I decided to take a break, and in that break, Brighton Marathon advert came up on my phone. So I was in the mood for a long distance, for a new challenge. The gyms were closed. We didn't know when they were going to reopen. So I thought I would set a fitness goal that I could actually do and train for throughout lockdown. And at that time, I thought the marathon was going to be sooner, but it ended up just being this year. So yeah, that to say that I was just on a ride and just saw that coming through, and I thought, why not? Let's just do it. And I didn't think too much, just signed up there and then, and that was it. That was why I decided to run the marathon. Now on to the second question, how did it go? And here I would like to start on how the training was going, because the truth is, by maybe the last 2-3 weeks prior to the event, my training was rubbish because I was having migraines and I just couldn't get myself to do the long runs that I needed to. So while I was training, I only ran up to 18 kilometers. And I couldn't do more than that. So I just took that time to actually think about recovery and being nice and fresh for the day. And that's what I did. I did also some strength exercises for my glutes, for my hamstrings, anything that I knew it could be affected while doing the marathon. I had two main goals for this marathon. Number one, to complete it, and number two, to come out with no injuries. And those two goals were completed. I put that down to having taken care of my body before, during, and after the event. All the three phases are very important. So as I said, I couldn't do much of the long runs part of the training, but I was okay, my body was fine. And the day prior to it, I went to bed early. I took some CBD oil, which you will understand how crucial it was throughout this whole process. I was actually very surprised. I knew how CBD oil was good before, but I didn't know how good it was, like, to this extent. Another thing that is extremely important when running a marathon is your nutrition, and your nutrition starts before the event. The event was on Sunday, and by Friday evening I started having more carbs in my meals. I had pasta, I also had rice. I did some rice cakes that I learned how to make for cycling, and they're really good. They taste well, they give you good fuel, and they also keep you hydrated because of the water in the rice. So I had lots of those and literally just ate how much I wanted. Um, Obviously trying to eat a little bit more than my usual because I would need that energy. Then in the morning of the marathon, I just had lots of those rice cakes, and that was it. I was already kind of full because of all the food that I had the previous day. And I didn't want to go extremely full for the run. In terms of the nutrition throughout the event, I went with gels because they are simple to digest. They give you the energy you need. And you can have lots of them without messing up with your stomach. That's a very important thing. You don't want to have foods that will mess up with your stomach, because last thing you want is to have to stop running to keep going to the toilet. I also had a camel pack with water and electrolytes tablets in it, and that was it. That was all I had to go on to the event. Then on the event, they provide you with some more water and gels, also some electrolytes. And because Brighton people are amazing, literally the best people in the world, they were coming out their houses, cheering up for us, giving us sweets like gummy bears and stuff like that. There was even a lady that had cut lots of slices of orange that you could just put in your mouth, have it, and go. And all of those little things made a huge difference, because when you run for so many hours, there's only so much you can carry yourself, and at some point you're going to run out of fuel. So having water and having more food supplies, it was extremely important. So thank you all, Brighton people. You are lovely. So I bought the pictures of the event, the pictures that were taken of me, and I'm gonna guide you through it, because as I'm gonna guide you through it, you will understand the ups and downs of the run for me. The first picture, there's lots of people behind me, and I'm still fresh, kind of just keeping my pace, and yeah, all good so far. Still had a whole side full of gels, which you can't really see, and one more on the other side. So at that point, everything's still okay, keeping my posture. And on to the next one. Here, it was a hill, and at this point, it was hard, but it was still okay. It was really hot. We were about to get to the first showers, water showers that they had. Like, it was so nice to go just under the cold water. It was really, really refreshing. It was also still everything okay. And in this one, as you can see, the posture of my body starts to change. I'm not so much upright, but I'm still trying my best to give a smile to the camera and to give the peace signs with my hands. And on to the next one. I'm in a pretty bad place. And the reason for that is because I decided to set a goal on my watch as marathon. Then what happened is that surely this measures the distance by the steps. So if you go like this with your watch, it will get to the distance a lot faster. And so what happened is that 12k to the end, this watch told me that I had already run a marathon, and there was a lot to go. And when you're at the stage where you're already alternating between walking and running, 12k is a long way to go. At this point, I was already on the way back to the finish line, but there was still a lot to go, and I wasn't so happy. Then in here, as you can see, I'm running again, because at some point your joints just start hurting a lot more when you start walking. So it's better to run than walking. And I'm again checking on my watch. How much longer do I have to move? And here I'm just so fed up with this. Most people already finished it, and I'm here walking. No more people cheering up, just like a few good souls still cheering up for the last people. Yeah, hot, dehydrated, fed up with eating, and just really whatever. And then something was seen in the horizon. The finish line. I could see the finish line. Oh my god. I started running like I wanted to get there as soon as possible. And I mean, I wasn't running anymore. I was just putting one foot after the other. My face is horrible. Oh gosh, desperation. And this was at the finish line, although you can't really see. But yes, I remember that I had the rhino running behind me. Honestly, this guy, what a star. He ran the whole marathon on this costume, and I've seen him throughout. We were constantly going, either he was going past me or I would pass him. So this guy really did the whole marathon on this. Not a single time he has taken the costume out. So well done, Rhino. In terms of having people cheering up there for myself, I had a couple who are my good friends, Rashir and Alma. And initially, I thought that only she was going to be there at the finish line. So I thought, okay, I'm not even going to focus on seeing her throughout. I was just thinking, okay, I'll meet you at the end. Fine. But that didn't happen. They showed up a lot earlier, both of them, which was a surprise. And oh my god, every time they would show up, it was always when I was in a really bad moment. So first time I saw them, I was walking, I was like really tired in a really dark place. And then I saw them, I started running to them, and then that really gave me a lot of strength to carry on. Because when you having those thoughts in your mind, like, why did I do this? Why am I even doing this? Then having people that you care about and that care about you, having them there, it's really, really important. In a few days, there will be the London Marathon, and I've got two friends that I know that will be running it. And so I'm going to be there cheering up for them because I know how important it is. So if you have friends running marathons, be there for them. It really makes a huge difference. Another question I was asked was, how was my thought process throughout it? So I would say that the best way to describe was a roller coaster. Like sometimes you will be full of energy, especially when there's lots of people cheering up and music and all that, and especially also when you are good with water and fuel, then those are the best moments. Whereas when you're running out of fuel or water and you can't see the next station coming in, then it's really tough. You just start thinking, is my body gonna give up? What's gonna happen? What if I collapse? By the end, actually, I started having my hands swallow, so I was really scared. But if this ever happens to you, like the best thing is to check with the paramedics. There are plenty of them. So that's what I did. I stopped and asked them, is this normal? Is this something to worry, or can I just carry on? And they said, just carry on, that's normal. You'll be fine. And yeah, I was fine. Then once the run was finished, it was actually the darkest moment for me because all the pains come up. Your body's so hot, you start shivering, and you need food, but you can't eat. I was having so much nausea. I was almost like throwing up, but I had nothing to throw up. So it was just this really uncomfortable feeling. I couldn't walk properly. Every joint from the hips below was hurting. I was just in a really bad mood. Again, I went to the paramedics just to check that everything was okay. They test my blood pressure, my sugar levels, everything was alright. Just my blood pressure was a little bit lower than what it usually is, but that is normal after what I've just done, right? And again, my friends were there to help me. They got me to the Airbnb where I was staying, and what I did that night was just simply get in a salt bath, have some food. I had some fruit, strawberries. Best strawberries I've ever had were those. It felt so good. They were nice and refreshing, helping with hydration as well. I did take some electrolytes also after the run to replenish everything in my body. And again, I had CBD oil. So I had CBD oil 3 times throughout the night because I kept waking up with pains. At the beginning of the night, I couldn't move in my bed. Like any like simple movement, just turning sideways or anything, was hurting loads on my hips, on my knees, on my ankles. Everything was hurting. But as I kept taking the CBD oil, the pain started going, and in the morning I could walk. I was limping still a little bit, but that's normal. I kept taking the oil, and the next day I was pretty much normal. I then had a massage, a deep tissue massage. It was very painful, but after that I was feeling like nothing happened. Like it was me again. So I highly recommend that you take CBD oil if you need to recover from such an event. And another question that lots of people have asked me, are you going to run another marathon again? And the answer is never say never. The next thing I want to do is first take a break from these kinds of events. I want to focus on weight training for a bit to get my strength back, because as you know, running is not the best for your muscles nor for your joints. And I want to do a triathlon, not one that involves a marathon. No thanks. A short one, but I want to experience a triathlon for now. And in 3 years' time, I might be doing another marathon, because that good friend of mine, Alma, she also said that she would like to do one for when she's turning 40 years old. And I said, okay, I'll do it with you. And so it seems like I've already signed up for one. But I will give it time, because running is not the healthiest of the exercises that you can do. Well, my memory card just ran out of memory, but we are almost at the end of this video, and I would like to leave a few clips that my friends managed to do from the event. And I hope you guys have fun, and I hope you guys have had your questions clarified. And if you ever plan to do a marathon, I highly recommend that you follow a training plan, or that you have a running coach. I do have a running coach. His name is Simon Bruce, and I will leave his Instagram link in the description if you need any help from him. And that is it. I'll see you soon. Bye.
You're running quite quickly now, so we're just waiting for you. See you soon! You'll be coming from that direction.
Amazing. Yes. Woo!